All right, let's get right into it. If you're a Toyota owner and that little engine light is giving you a headache, you have come to the perfect place. We are going to crack the P0031 code wide open and turn that worry into a super clear plan of attack. Let's do this.
Ah yes, the check engine light. It's basically the universal symbol for a bad day, right? But what if I told you that the code behind it, P0031, is usually a really simple fix you can figure out all on your own? Stick with me and I'll show you exactly how.
So, what in the world is a P0031 code? Well, put simply, your car's computer has found a problem with a tiny little heater inside your main oxygen sensor. You can think of it like a mini electric blanket that helps the sensor warm up really fast. This helps it give the engine the right info for a perfect fuel mix, especially when you first start the car. This code just means that little blanket isn't getting warm.
Now, the most important part of all that is Bank 1 Sensor 1. Seriously, this is your treasure map. It tells us exactly which sensor we need to go looking for.
See, your exhaust system has two main sensors. There's sensor 2, the downstream one, which is after the catalytic converter. It's just there to make sure the converter's doing its job. For this code, we can completely ignore that one. Our target is sensor 1, the upstream sensor. It's located before the converter, and its job is to read the raw exhaust so the engine can tweak the fuel mixture on the fly. That's our guy.
So, where do you find this thing? Well, on a lot of Toyotas, you're in luck. It's often right there on the exhaust manifold, super easy to get to as soon as you pop the hood. On other models, you might have to peek underneath the car, on the exhaust pipe, just before it gets to the catalytic converter. A quick online search for your specific model will point you right to it.
Of course, that glowing light on your dash is the biggest clue. But what does this problem actually feel like when you're driving? Let's talk about the real-world symptoms you might notice.
Besides the light, you're probably going to notice you're visiting the gas station more often. See, until that sensor warms up properly, the engine just dumps in extra fuel to be on the safe side, which, wastes gas. You might also feel the engine running a bit rough or hesitating, especially when it's cold. And here's the kicker, with this code, you are guaranteed to fail an emissions or smog test. No way around it.
Okay, so we know where to look and what it feels like. Now, it's time to put on our detective hats and figure out what's actually causing all this trouble.
The good news is, this is almost always an electrical problem. Topping our list of suspects is the sensor itself. That little heater inside it just burns out over time. It happens. Next up, we've got the simple stuff, like a blown fuse or a bad relay. It could also be some damaged wiring. And way down at the bottom of the list, in super rare cases, it could be the car's main computer. But honestly, don't even think about that last one yet.
And this chart really tells the story. In about 80% of cases, it's just a bad sensor. That is fantastic news, because it's a specific part we can test and replace. Wiring problems make up the next 15%, so we're going to start with the easy checks, and then we'll zero in on that sensor. Okay, enough theory. Let's get down to business. Here is your step-by-step guide to nail the diagnosis and get this thing fixed for good. First things first, always check the easy stuff. Pop open the fuse box under the hood. Look for a fuse labeled AF heater, or something close to that. Is it blown? Simple fix. Then, follow the wires coming from the sensor. Are they melted from touching the hot exhaust? Are they frayed? Is the plastic connector all gunked up or cracked? Sometimes these quick visual checks solve the whole mystery right then and there. Now, if the fuses and wiring look fine, it's time for the final, definitive test. You'll just need a basic multimeter. Unplug the sensor's electrical connector. Go ahead and set your multimeter to measure resistance. That's the little omega symbol for ohms. Now, you're just going to touch the multimeter's two probes to the two specific pins on the sensor itself that power the heater. And here are the magic numbers. A good healthy sensor is going to give you a reading somewhere between 3 and 30 ohms. But if your multimeter screen reads OL, which just stands for open loop, or shows infinity, well, that's your smoking gun. It means the heater circuit inside that sensor is broken and the whole thing needs to be replaced. So, if that sensor failed the test, the path forward is crystal clear. Get a new Bank 1 Sensor 1 and swap it in. Once the new one is installed, you'll need a basic code scanner to erase the P0031 code from the car's memory. And then, the best part, take it for a drive and make sure that dreaded check engine light stays off for good.
Oh, and a quick pro tip here. A lot of the time you can get these sensors out with a regular wrench, but sometimes they're tucked into a really awkward spot. If that's the case, an O2 sensor socket is a lifesaver.
It has a little slot cut out for the wire, and it'll make the job so much easier. It's a great tool to have in your toolbox.
All right, we've covered a ton of ground, so let's wrap up by boiling it all down to the absolute key points you need to remember. So, here it is. P0031 means a heater problem in your upstream sensor. It's pretty much always an electrical issue, and most of the time the sensor itself is the culprit. A quick test with a multimeter is your best friend to confirm it, and please always check those fuses and wires before you go out and buy any parts.
Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, isn't it? It's about taking that sinking feeling you get when a warning light pops up and replacing it with the confidence of knowing exactly what's wrong and exactly how to fix it. You've demystified the code, you've got the knowledge, and you've got the plan. You are back in the driver's seat. So with that check engine light a thing of the past and a little more cash in your pocket, the only question left is, where's the road going to take you?